Hello everybody, this is going to be my PoE guide video for the Atlas and as well as the fragment system and how the bosses work in the endgame of PoE. I'm assuming you are done with the campaign. If you haven't beat the campaign yet, you should come back to this video because this is the endgame stuff. So, start just with the basics. This is the Atlas. These are all of the maps in the Atlas. These change from league to league. Some maps go in, some maps come out, and every map has a tier. So if you hover over any of the maps, you can see like Acid Caverns is tier 4, and I have the bonus. The bonus means I get a skill point for the Atlas tree, which we'll talk about more later. The important thing is the tier is 4. And also, you can see these little trails connecting the maps together. So you can see Acid Caverns is connected to Siege. That is very important because a big part of PoE's endgame is completing your whole atlas, and by paying attention to what is linked with what, it's a lot easier to get the maps you're looking for. And we can also kind of abuse that a little bit. So this is the skill tree. This is different than this skill tree. This is like your character skill tree. This is your Atlas skill tree. So this affects everything in your maps. And what you can do when you're trying to do your Atlas, you can path up and take this node right here. It's called Wandering Path. And it says notable Atlas passive skills grant nothing, but you get 100% increased effect of small Atlas passive skills. So what that is saying is these big nodes. So actually, I'll just take it quick just for nice. I'm well prepared. So unscripted. All right. Eat some of these quick. All right. So if I take, it's just what can I unspec? Sure, we'll fix it later. Don't worry about it. Alright, if I take Wandering Path, you will notice that now all of these don't give me anything. I can still see the name, but they don't grant anything. But this says 1% chance for map drops to be duplicated. So if I don't have Wandering Path, it's only 0.5%. So it's duplicating all of the small travel nodes. It duplicates the effectiveness of them. So the reason that's important is when you're trying to fill out your Atlas at the start of the league, these adjacent map drop chance, what that means, 2% chance for one monster in each of your maps to have a connected map, that's talking about this. So a connected map would be connected, right? Like with they're connected. Shocker. So you can take all of these adjacent map drop chance and then also take Wandering Path to duplicate it. That's actually what pretty much everybody does at the start of the league. I actually don't know anybody that doesn't do that, but it's very helpful. I don't remember what I had spec'd, but I'll fix it later. So anyway, that's super important for getting your Atlas done. Also, you can 3-to-1 maps. I'm just gonna go down my list of things I wanted to say. So if you take 3 of the same map and you vendor it, it will give you a map of the next tier. So that can be very helpful if you're done with a tier and you want to start doing the next tier. The other thing you can do is you can use an Orb of Horizons. So this orb will reforge the map to another of the same tier. So I have a tier 1 flooded mine. If I use an Orb of Horizons, it becomes a pier, which is also a tier 1. So this Orb of Horizons will keep it in the same tier. It'll just cycle through what it is. So that is very helpful. Also, I would highly recommend you pick up the map tab and the fragment tab. I'll go over all this too and how this works. So you can see this little white line below Bone Crypt. I have white lines below all of them, so it's kind of hard to show you. Well, I guess, okay, so these don't have them because you can't complete these maps, but that means you got the bonus objective, which gives you 1 point for this skill tree. So how you get that is for the white maps, which tier 1 through 5, you have to run these blue. So you use Orb of Transmutation on them. I don't usually do that. I usually just elk all my maps, which is this one. It turns them rare. You can also use Orbs of Binding. This is actually arguably better at League Start because you kind of want to save your elks for later. So just remember you can use these on maps to turn them rare as well. Just prove it. See? There you go. Boom. So you don't actually need to run the white maps rare, but you might as well just for the quant and rarity. The yellow maps, you have to run them rare, and the red maps have to be rare and corrupt. The annoying part about corrupting maps is when you corrupt a map, it can become a different map, and you can't craft on corrupted items, meaning you can't horizon orbit, you can't do anything with it. And if it was your only one, that's too bad. But you can also go to the trade website and just buy the maps. The other thing you can do is go to Kirak. He is really good for Atlas completion because he has Atlas missions, and he will give you the maps. So you got your white maps, your yellow maps, and your red maps. And you can use the scouting reports to re-roll his inventory. This is also a good way to, get these. The shaper maps, which we'll talk about later. Also, he'll get unique maps sometimes, so that's good for your Atlas completion. Another thing you can do is hover over the map and hold Alt. You can see Atlas map complete, bonus objective complete. That's what you want to see. You do not want either of those to be red. And that is very helpful. So what the Kirak mission is, these 4 things are called master missions. So the numbers are how many available master missions you have. So for Einhar, I have 7 white map missions, 5 yellow map, and 31 red maps. So that means I can click this and I can guarantee Einhar will be on the map. Same with Temple, same with Nico, and same with June. So I don't usually run any of these besides Syndicate, but they're there and they're helpful. But also, you can go here and you can see your Kirak missions. So that is where you can get to this. I usually just talk to Kirak, but you can do either one. And that is pretty much everything for what you need to know to actually run your Atlas. So as you keep progressing through and get deeper and deeper into the end game of PoE, you are going to start getting these favorite map slots. And how these work is when you put a map here, when you drop a map inside of a map, it has a higher chance to drop as your favorite map. But if you really like the layout of, say, Flooded Mine, but it's tier 1, well, it's going to be like a level 60 or 70 something area, and you're like level 90. You're getting XP penalized, the loot's worse, everything's just worse because it's tier 1. So you want to bump the tiers. You want to bump all the tiers to tier 16, which is the max. And you do that with these. They're called Voidstones. So if I take a Voidstone and I put it in the Atlas, you'll see it goes all the way up, and it bumped the tier of every single map. So we'll just use Flooded Mine, for example. It's tier 1. I put 1 Voidstone in, and it's now tier 4. Put another one in. It's now tier 8. Put another one in. It is now tier 12, and once I have all 4, every single map is tier 16. All the way from the bottom to the top, they're all tier 16. So getting your 4 Voidstones is very, very, very important, especially if your favorite maps are down low. And these get shuffled every season, so something you really like that might be up here, it's going to be down here, or removed or added all around the place. You get these Voidstones, you get one from Uber Elder, you get another one from fighting the Maven, you get another one from fighting Searing Exarch, and wow, somebody just got voided. And you get another one from Eater of Worlds. Searing Exarch and Eater of Worlds are on your map device here. Searing Exarch, Eater of Worlds. These will not be on your map device at league start. You have to find the envoy inside of one of your maps and talk to him, and then that will start you on the quest to do the halfway boss for each of these, and then do the actual boss. Once you do the actual boss, they will give you the Voidstones. The first 2, Exarch and Eater, are not that hard, and I will be having guides actually for all the PoE bosses coming out soon, at least the pinnacle bosses. So Exarch and Eater are not too terribly hard. Maven is pretty, starts to get pretty hard, and it's gonna kind of check your build a little bit. And Uber Elder is another one that kind of starts to push, not very easy. I don't know how to say that. You can buy carries. I don't know. You can buy carries if you want to. but if you have a half decent build, I think it's absolutely worth learning how to do the fights, because I think they're fun. But yeah, if fighting bosses isn't your cup of tea and you just want to clear maps, boss carries aren't that expensive. They're like between 40 and 60 chaos usually. I think Maven was like 75 this league, so not a huge deal if you do want to do that. But I recommend learning them because I think they're awesome fights. So yeah, do that. Get in there, get your Voidstones, bump all your maps to tier 16. And I think that's everything I have for the Atlas. Just remember, if you need maps, trade, and also the best thing you can do is join a guild, especially with your friends, because then everybody dumps their extra maps in here, and then everybody takes what they don't have, puts in what they do have duplicates of, and everybody finishes their Atlas much quicker, and it's beneficial for everybody. Alright, so last thing I want to talk about is the boss system and how that all works. I don't like being zoomed out, it drives me crazy. So this is the Fragment tab. So this is the map and the Fragment tab. I highly recommend. I actually recommend getting one of every tab, but these two are very good, as well as the currency tab. I think the currency tab is kind of non-negotiable. Same with the map tab. The Fragment tab I would put like third. I'll do a tier list of them maybe. So how this goes down is, this is at Ziri. I believe she was the first boss added to the game. And then this one is Uber at Ziri. So normal mode at Ziri, Uber at Ziri. They are two different sets of fragments. This one here in the middle is Cyrus. These are Legion splinters. They're used to open 5 ways. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. These are these are the splinters that become the emblems. These open 5 ways, and then down here, these are the unrelenting emblems that I never end up getting. These are Maven splinters, and once you have 10 of them, they become a Maven's Writ, and you can go fight the Maven. You get these splinters from doing any of the Maven witnessed invitations. So those are the Guardians for Shaper, and Elder, and Cyrus, or that Elder Slayers, the Feared. Don't worry about the Feared. Anything Maven related, you'll get these. Once you get 10 of them, it'll turn into a Writ. You can go fight her. Ritual Vessels, it's unimportant. Divine Vessels, that's how you get your Pantheons, which that's not really the topic of this video. Offering of the Goddess, this is for Uber Lab. And then I think these are all like different lab invites. I've never gotten those ever. This is normal mode Elder. This is normal Shaper. And then this is Uber Elder. So this Elder does not give you your Voidstone. This does not give you a Voidstone. Uber Elder is what gives you the Voidstone. So you want Maven and Uber Elder. Those are your 2 Voidstones. Then you have the other 2 from the campaign. So how you go about getting these fragments to go fight the boss, you want to go to your maps and run these. These are the Guardian maps, so Lair of the Hydra. It will say area influenced by the Shaper, or area contains, like this one, it will say map is occupied by the Constrictor. So you run these maps, and then once you kill the Guardian, it will drop the fragments. I'll go over that a little bit more in my actual bossing guides, but that is how you go about getting these fragments. Alright, and then over here you have your Breach Splinters. Once you have 100 in a stack, it'll become a Breach Stone, and you can run that. Scarabs, everybody knows what that is. And then Eldritch and Maven Invites. Eldritch, these are the Exarch and Eater, and then Maven, these are all the different Maven Invites you can go do. So I highly recommend the Fragment tab. It is very convenient to just be able to check the affinity and click all your fragments into here. But yeah, I will have guides coming out soon for all of the bosses here. Not going to talk about 5 ways, but I'll talk about everything else. And yeah, if you have any questions, I know this video is kind of all over the place. None of my videos are scripted ever, just because I like rambling. But if you have any questions, leave a comment, DM me on Discord, join my Discord, join the 99 Discord. But there's a PoE section now, so check that out. But yeah, I'm usually pretty good about responding to questions. But yeah, let me know. Thanks for watching. This is my first PoE video ever, so hopefully I wasn't completely all over the place. But yeah, my boss videos will hopefully be coming out very, very soon after this goes out. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.